What's up, boys and girls? Name Code Dustin here, bi-weekly baseball show. Yes, football is coming. We did our ranking summit. So the rankings are done. We just got to shoot some videos. So that'll happen.
A little bit of tip before we get into it. This time of year, I think there's always at least one or two guys that were high, that a lot of experts were high on coming into the year, got off to slow starts, but then they pick it back up, and people don't... They forgot, but they turn their back on him, and they don't think about picking him back up. One example, guy I want to talk about must add in all leagues is Gomes. Like I said, normally there's one or two guys every year where they turn around, they get things going again. You know, there's a reason that why the experts were high on him coming into the year. Gomes is a great catcher, huge potential. Only on 65% of leagues. He was probably drafted in 90, but he's starting to get things going. There's a lot of baseball left to be played. He's a guy I think should be added in all leagues. See if he can keep this up.
Next guy to talk about is Tyson Ross, and I understand he's a pitcher on the Padres, and they are one of the worst hitting teams I've ever seen in my entire life. But, so you're worried about the wins, I get it. But this kid's got 7 wins already. He's got a sub-3 ERA, and he's about a 1-to-1 K to innings pitch ratio, which you know we love, especially my boss over here, even though he hated on Jose Abreu, and I loved him, and what's happening with that right now. So he's sometimes wrong, is all that I'm saying. But this is normally a recipe for success. So get him.
Next we got a youngster, and that's Mookie out there with Boston. You've probably heard about this youngster, shortstop for them. He was monster in the minors. They didn't really have room for him. They had to make room for him. They brought him up, and they're going to move him around a little bit, find a way to get him out on the field. But his numbers in the minors were ridiculous. He's one of those guys that just gets caught up. You're not sure if he's going to be great or if he's going to be terrible, but you got to pick him up just to see what happens. Only on 45% of leagues. It should be more than that.
The next guy is similar to what Dustin said, at least we loved him here at Smack Talk, and that's Calhoun. He's only owned in 60% of leagues right now. You know, he had a slow start to the year, had a DL stint, got dropped in a ton of leagues, but since June 22nd, he's raised his batting average almost 20 points, and actually at 175 plate appearances, he has 8 bombs, 21 RBIs, and he's been playing great. A lot of those have come as of late. He's been playing very great recently. If you need any at all outfield help, you need to scoop him. This guy, I feel, should be owned in pretty much every league. That's why I got him added in all leagues, I suppose. But even 10-team leagues, as an example, 3-4 outfielders, just a good guy to scoop.
Another outfielder for you, and that's JD Martinez. I was baffled by this one. I mean, 65% of leagues is what he's owned in. It's a lot of leagues, but when you look at his numbers, pick this guy up. I mean, he's a youngster with a big upside, hitting 315 so far, 25 extra base, and 149 at-bats so far this year. This guy's too good to be owned in such few leagues.
All right, let's talk about those deeper leagues, the 16-team, 18-20, whatever crazy league you're in. First one's Jesse Hahn. I know, it's another San Diego Padre. This guy's only got 4 wins. He's probably going to get much more because why? They are terrible at hitting a baseball. But as far as his numbers go, he's got a sub-2 ERA at this point, a 1.95 and about a 1.05, or exactly a 1.05 whip. Something to keep an eye on. It's not always all about wins. Those things can be fluky anyway. So in deeper leagues, or if you're in a rotisserie league and you're looking for matchup plays, when the Padres are playing another terrible team at hitting, throw him in whenever he's pitching against them.
Next, we got Steve Pearce for the Orioles. Now, this is a guy I wanted to talk about because he is getting a ton of attention right now. He's up to being owned in 35% of leagues, and I do think he is worth a gamble in a lot of leagues, but I'm not totally buying it. He's a 30-year-old. Career minor leaguer, never even really that good at minor league stats, and he comes up in the bigs. He's got 22 extra base hits and 152 at bats so far. So I'm not believing those numbers, but again,
but you gotta talk about him because of those numbers.
So if you're looking for a gamble, he is one. I don't think he's gonna.
Do you know who wasn't a gamble this year? Apparently, Jose Abreu, because he's really good at bashing the ball like the Serrano of old.
Apparently.
Next one I got up is Jake McGee. I know it's a closer by committee out there in Tampa Bay. You know, this guy's only owned in 35% of leagues. As I said, closer by committee, or at least that's how they're stating, how it seems. But he's clearly got the best stuff out of the group. I think if there is a chance for somebody to separate from the pack, it's going to be McGee. Again, deeper leagues, if you need help in saves, he should be owned in a lot more than 35% of leagues at this point.
And we got a catcher for you, and that's Mike Zunino. Zunio. I'm going with Zunio.
Somebody's going to correct you. Don't you worry.
I forgot that.
Don't you worry.
Seattle catcher. Here's the deal with him. Owned 25% of leagues as of right now. He's not going to give you the best average, but this kid's got some pop. You know, if you're in, you know, a league that's heavy on home runs, even 5x5 leagues, those type of leagues, you know, he's a guy you definitely want to, you know, pick up in deeper leagues if you need a catcher. And then one guy to keep an eye on, and that's James Jones, Seattle center fielder, only on 15% of leagues.
Not the football player in Oakland now, but football's coming soon.
Yeah, he's on Oakland now. It's interesting. We'll see how that works
It's a little interesting.
17 stolen bases so far this year. That's the story with him. Pure specialist with speed. Not going to give you much pop, but he's a guy I got my eye on.
How many of you out there knew he was on Oakland?
I did. Well, I'm not out there. I'm over here.
Yeah. That was terrible, and I threw it terrible. Make it. Catch it. Yes. Throw it. Throw it. Let's see it. And don't dart throw it. I hate the dart throw.
You love the dart
Hate
throw.
the dart throw.